We got a great bar. We have happy hour 3 to 6 every night of the week, all day on Sundays. Lots of fun. Karaoke on Thursdays and Saturdays.
Wow.
Live music on Fridays. Half off bottles of wine on Wednesdays. Prime rib on Tuesdays. If you're in the industry, you work in the restaurant business, we give you 50% off on Mondays. I mean, there's something for everyone here, folks. We really believe that, and we'd love to have you here. If you come in and say you saw this video, it's your first time in, you know, we'll be more than happy to take care of you, give you a little treat.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here today with the man, the legend. Frank, it's good to have you here.
Same here. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Likewise. And can you tell me a little bit about your background? Like, what made you think of having a restaurant? Because on your website, it stated that you learned how to cook by learning from your mother, your grandmother, and your uncle.
My Uncle Tommy.
Your Uncle Tommy. So, like,
Yeah.
what inspired you to?
Well, I really didn't know that I was going to wind up in the restaurant business.
Okay.
I mean, my family was always, you know, home cooked. On my mom's side was in the restaurant business, the Fuscos. My last name was Fusco, Tommy Fusco, Uncle Mikey. They were both in the restaurant business
Nice.
in New York. So, you know, we would get treated every once in a while. We'd go to their restaurant and have dinner or lunch and have a good pizza pie and stuff like that. But I never really knew where I was going to go. I knew I wanted to be in business for myself.
Okay.
At 12 years of age,
Oh, wow.
I kind of knew that. I started shoveling snow in New York. In the wintertime, my dad worked for the sanitation department, and he brought home this big, huge, wide shovel, so I would take it in the neighborhood and shovel those driveways and make some money.
Okay.
And I was always a hustler. I always knew I wanted to get in the restaurant business, but I didn't fall into the restaurant business until 1984, 85.
Wow.
I had an Arco AMPM mini market, and I met a young lady her family was in the restaurant business. My cousin was working for her. My cousin Michael was managing one of their restaurants. They had a chain of restaurants called Amici Pizza and Pasta. And they had just started out with more like Italian fast food, like Domino's, but with Italian food to go and everything. And I really kind of liked the concept, and I got to fall in love with this gal.
Nice.
And I decided to sell my Arco AMPM mini market and go into the restaurant business and wind up marrying this young lady. And that was back in 1985. My first restaurant, Amici's, was in Agoura Hills, California. It was a little 750 square foot store.
Okay.
I became the #1 franchisee with
Oh, wow.
with that little store. And from there, I just kept going. I wound up opening up like 16 restaurants in Southern California.
Whoa.
But over the years in California, people would always come up to me. I know you. What movie were you in? I'm on Rodeo Drive with my kids, and somebody stops me and says, "You have a heart of a artist and a mind of an engineer," in front of my kids. And I never put two and two together. I mean,
Right.
even today, people, I know, I recognize you. I know, I've seen you around. And I always joke around. You probably see me on the milk cartons. Most wanted. I'm a kid at heart. I joke around a lot and stuff like that. But one day I was up visiting my daughter in Las Vegas, and I decided to go play a little poker. And somebody across from the poker table calls me Al Pacino's little brother. That's when the light bulbs went off, and I said, "You know
Bam.
what? I'm gonna call it Pacino's. It's easier to spell. It's easier to pronounce, because they can't spell my name. They
Right,
can't pronounce
right.
it. It's just really difficult. And it's so ironic. Calling it Pacino's, I thought it would be easier to spell. A lot of people still don't pronounce Pacino's right. You didn't pronounce it right just a little while. Pacino's.
Right, but Pacino.
Pacino, and then people put an H in it when they put P-A-C-H. I says, "Are you kidding me?" But anyway, that's how it all came about, and I opened up my first little restaurant in Temecula, Murrieta Hot Springs, and it was called Pacino's Pizza and Pasta. It was more of pizza and wing restaurant, and then I had to put it all together to look like Pacino's. It's just don't call Pacino's and put New York stuff up.
Right.
I had all the Pacino memorabilia up in there. The menu had some of his movies with a twist on it. Like I had a really awesome wing sauce called Donnie Tabasco. Until Tabasco wrote me a letter, said, "You can't use Tabasco in any of your words."
Oh.
So I had to change the name. Buffalo Wild Wings sent me a letter, said, "You can't use Wild Wings." So I had to change the spelling to Wild Wings. And it was a little complicated. But over the years, in from California, I got to meet his cousin Frank Pacino came into my restaurant.
Wow.
His stepmom, Catherine Pacino, signed an autograph. Finally have an autograph from the family, actually to me, you know,
Whoa.
from Catherine Pacino. Now it's been since 1985. What is it, 34 years
34,
now?
wow.
34 years in the restaurant. I came out here 6 years ago.
Yes.
Cold turkey, not knowing anybody. It took me a couple of years to pull the trigger and come to Arizona.
Okay.
My last restaurant was in Tehachapi, California. It was in a small little town up in the mountains. I didn't know what a snowbird was. I had
What
no
made
idea.
you decide to come to Arizona?
Well, I really wasn't looking at Arizona. I was looking more at Colorado. I was looking at Texas. Cost of doing business was a lot less. The growth was good in those states. I knew that California was having a tough time with the cost of doing business. Everything was really escalating. Minimum wages were being increased, and I saw the writing on the wall. Plus, I was in a small little town. I couldn't grow the business the way I wanted to grow it. And people were coming through because we were kind of off the freeway. You ought to go to Phoenix. You ought to go to Phoenix. You know, good food. So I started. It took me almost 2 years. I came out here almost every other week with brokers. I got a place for it. I got a place for it. And I knew this place when I saw it.
Okay.
The writing. As soon as I saw it, I made an offer on this place and picked it up right away. There was a couple of restaurants in here prior, including
Right.
an Italian restaurant that was here. But I just knew it. I sold my restaurant in California to one of my managers and her son, and I came out here cold turkey and opened up this place 6 years ago. And it's been the best. I've had, like I said, I've had 16, 17 restaurants over my career. This is the number one restaurant. It's been an amazing journey. God brought me here. I knew He brought me here for a reason. Surrounded me with a supporting
Yeah.
cast. The customers, we need you. I've never heard that in my entire career in the
wow.
restaurant business, that they need me here. They don't want to go to Scottsdale to find good Italian food. This is authentic Italian food. My family were born and raised in the Bronx, but my grandparents were born in Naples and Abruzzi. So that's where you're getting the recipes from those regions of southern Italy and stuff.
So,
like that.
so would you say your uncle Tommy kind of inspired like what you have like on the menu?
Yeah, it was a combination of both. I love my Uncle Tommy's pizza. His pizza was
The best.
ridiculous.
Fantastic.
You know, fantastic. You know, we didn't know. You know, we were very, not rich. We were poor. My dad worked for the city, and Mom was a homemaker, and we didn't have a lot of money. So Mom every Sunday would be stirring the pot of gravy, and pizza for us was she'd take a piece of sliced bread and put the gravy on the sliced bread and then some cheese on top of it. The real pizza was at my Uncle Tommy's. That's when we got to know real pizza was at Uncle Tommy's. But my mom, my grandmas, I had big grandma, I had little grandma. They each had their different recipes of sauces, of meatballs. My big grandma had meatballs with pine nuts and raisins in it. My little grandma, Spaccarelli side, and my mom's side was the Fusco side, had the traditional meatball with the three meats and all of the seasonings and stuff like that. So it was a combination of all of the family recipes and stuff like that that came about, including Amici's. Amici's gave me a good foundation, also of running a business and learning different aspects of the business and food and stuff like that. So that's all it came. Then I had to put my 2 cents into it.
Right.
And, my creativity. I'm very creative. I'm outside the box a lot with my marketing and different menu items and stuff like that. And just having fun with it. I love it. I love everything about being Italian, and it's been a blessing.
The tradition goes on.
The tradition goes on. I trying to instill the passion that I have for this business and Italian food with my staff. Sometimes it's a little challenging, you know what I mean? But it's all about sharing the love you have for Italian food. Pretty much.
Okay, so what makes this Italian restaurant unique from other?
Well, other than everything here is made from scratch, including our fresh mozzarella. The only thing we don't make from scratch is our pasta. We tried doing that, and it was just so labor intense and couldn't store it properly and stuff like that. But we buy some nice imported pasta, Barilla pasta, but everything else we make from scratch.
Oh wow!
And the fact that we embrace everybody. I mean, people feel at home here.
Right.
There was a lady that came into this restaurant years ago. She sat at the bar, and she approached me and says, "Young man," says, "I never express my feelings to anyone, but this place is amazing. You make me feel right at home here." Come to find out later, she's an attorney. And the reason why she doesn't express her feelings, you know what I mean? They don't want to show their emotions or whatever. They're an attorney, so they got to keep it straight and narrow. But she's been coming here ever since, one of our best customers.
Wow.
And that's pretty much how it is. We embrace everybody, we hug everybody. You know, a lot of times we kiss everybody. Even the guys will hug them, give them a kiss on the cheek, and that's what makes the difference here. Is that we're not driven by the almighty dollar.
Yeah.
We're driven by the passion we have for Italian food and for pizza.
I also saw like you have a couple of programs outlined. Like for example, you did like a little Christmas Eve dinner and
Feast of the Seven Fishes.
like the feast,
we are, like I said, we're very creative. Valentine's Day coming up.
Yeah.
We have 150 some odd reservations for a 3-course dinner for two for $65.
2 for 65. That's
with
good.
live entertainment.
Oh wow.
Yeah, everybody. So that's crazy. Everybody's charging $65 a person for any kind of a deal. You know, but we don't try to gouge people because it's a holiday or anything like that. We still make it fair and reasonable. But yes, we're very creative. Coming up in March, St. Patty's Day. For the last 4 years in a row, we've knocked it out of the park with corned beef and cabbage and shepherd's pie, in honor of my Uncle George O'Keefe, who married into the Italian family. So we have a little Irish. So we put on a big spread with corned beef and cabbage, shepherd's pie. We have Frank Mackey, who does Irish music, kilts and bagpipes and all that other stuff. So we are very creative. Come in May, we're gonna have our anniversary. We throw a big anniversary party every year in May on Saturday. Free food, and you just to thank the people.
You see, if you're home right now and then you're thinking, oh, what to do coming Valentine's or like any other special holiday, you see, there is an actual restaurant that'll make you feel at home. So far as you're like, yep, let me go. And like you just said, it's $65 for 2 persons, not 1 person. So I mean, like, you know where the deal is at, right? Like, it's not somewhere where like you just go sit and just watch, you know, like blank TV and no one is doing like the table touch. I mean, I've seen how like Frank does the stuff. I see how he always makes sure everyone is comfortable. So if you really want to come here during Valentine's Day just to, you know, have fun like with your loved one, Pacino's is the place to be. No more Pacinos.
No, Pacino. That's right. Seriously, no. It's we got a great bar. We have happy hour 3 to 6 every night of the week, all day on Sundays. Lots of fun. Karaoke on Thursdays and Saturdays. Live music on Fridays. Half-off bottles of wine on Wednesdays. Prime rib on Tuesdays. If you're in the industry, you work in the restaurant business, we give you 50% off on Mondays. I mean, there's something for everyone here, folks. We really believe that, and we'd love to have you here. If you come in and say you saw this video, it's your first time in, you know, we'll be more than happy to take care of you, give you a little treat.
Yep, I was going to say, do you have any offers, special offers that like you might want to give someone that says, I saw you on Facebook.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be a surprise, but we will give you something as a treat for first-time customer, or if you see this video.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Like I said, we're not driven by the almighty dollar. If we're making you happy, we're happy. If you're not happy, I'm miserable, and I don't want to be miserable.
So like, it doesn't really matter when you see this video. Maybe you see it a couple of months from now. Just remember, they do events all the time. You can always go to their Facebook page, and I mean, like, they post frequently, and I mean, like, the deals are just insane. And I really appreciate you spending time with us.
It was
today.
an honor, and I'm glad you chose to come in.
Yes, because there are a couple of like, I think 5 or 6 restaurants around here. Yeah, and I was like, I want something unique. That's why I chose Pacino. So I'll see you on the other one, and it's been amazing. Thank you,
and God bless.
Yeah.